Hello and welcome to the Tanami Roadside Zoo, where we have 50 minutes to fix this thing into something. What has been around for a long time. It was first built in the 90s in an attempt to attract more tourists to the local area. Ever since then it has attracted a small crowd every year, but it's become run down and money is starting to become an issue. It's in the dire need of an expansion and you'd best do it quick. 8 different habitat species, 3 different exhibit species, average habitat species welfare of 85, 5 new animals of different species, get an animal to a 5-star rating, yearly shop profit, have at least 1,400 guests, achieve an overall rating of 3.5, increase education rating to 2.5. Okay, sorry, just speed reading. First of all, let's just replace all the broken stuff here. Make sure that we have enough. Okay, well, obviously this is not going to work if we don't have caretakers and keepers. Duh. We have 3 vets. Why do we? Okay, that's vendors. I thought, why did we have 3 vets? But it's 3 vendors. We don't have a vet. We do need a vet. That's won't work otherwise. So I'm just gonna poof everything into one work zone as I always do, which in long term isn't great for big zoos, but it works for small ones. Don't worry. I'll just try to figure this out. I really love this zoo. Like, general statement. I love the way it looks. Okay, let's take a look at our animals. And how they're doing. Yeah, there's way too much sand here. Of course. You often have like these basic issues where you're just like, okay, like I get it, but why is it not fixed? So let's start by looking at the American bison. It doesn't have anything. Doesn't have a heart shelter? You have heart shelter? Where did you have heart shelter? I'm confused. But okay, I'm gonna give them a different shelter anyways. Because I don't see one in the first place. The mud bath and feeding. Grazing bowl feeder and the large barrel feeder. And like some plants. I know that they don't like a lot, but you know, at least just for my own mental sanity, okay? There we go. So what's next? What do we have over here? Flamingos. Okay. Well, they don't have enough space to begin with. That's not good. But this is a nice zoo to work with, so I think we might get a decent outcome. Maybe, you know, big maybe, but... Okay, guys, you have more space. Yeah, a little more rock as well. They don't like the plants, obviously. And they don't have any toys either. Also, there's not enough flamingos, is there? No. So we need more flamingos. I can do that. I don't know, were they just expecting them to become more? I mean, to be fair, they have a male in there, so... Not completely impossible, but... That would have been a very, well, you know, inbreeding is a thing. So it wouldn't have worked for a long time. There you go. Okay, let's grab some new flamingos. Obviously, we're not making money, as you can probably tell. But that's okay. We're gonna try to quickly save this zoo to make money. We already finished something. I don't know what, but we already finished something. Animal welfare? Yeah, it's the animal welfare, of course. I think... Nope, there's something here. Oh, well, they're gorgeous, but the habitat doesn't fit them at all. See, this is what I think when I think like fixer-upper zoo scenario. It's perfect for that. Because you do have the animals and they're not completely dead, unlike Myers. Animals and, you know, like you have a slightly pre-built zoo, but also you have a lot where you can play around with and you can do a lot. And you have a limited budget, so you have to work with that, but... It's not limited to the point where you're in debt for the next 50 years. like Maya's. Not saying that Maya's scenarios were bad, they're just less fun to play through and more of a challenge, which is okay. I just prefer a mixture of fun and challenge. Which Maya's, no, not really. Maya's was more of a challenge with a little fun every now and then. There we go. Okay, so now all of our animals are happy. We're supposed to make a lot of money with shops, apparently. Which is understandable. Yeah, they want people to come and buy stuff. Totally get that. Why are the education boards turned off? Right, we also need education rating, so we might as well continue there. Also, for those of you who are new and just joined me for this series, sorry that I'm late, but hello and welcome. I'm a little chaotic soul in a chaotic body with chaotic gaming preferences, so yeah. What's the difference between those two? A habitat education board said and a habitat, there's no difference. Okay. Yeah, hello and welcome to my chaos world. Hello, and yeah, you know, all the usual stuff that I should be saying, but I'm not. Imagine it in your brains. Episodes are always around 20 minutes and they'll be uploaded every day, if I don't forget to. Which usually doesn't happen, but I have days where I thought that I uploaded something and then I didn't. Why is there nuclear waste here? Oh, Myers, why? If you don't know what I'm talking about, take a look at my other scenarios, where I spent half my lifetime cursing Dominic Myers. A person that does not deserve to live. I mean, maybe... I can't tell him that he's not allowed to live. He's just... He would need some additional knowledge, but he just shouldn't get close to animals. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Don't let Dominic Myers close to any sort of animal. Not even his own pet dog. I don't think he has a pet dog, no. He's not a pet person. He's a, I'm trying to be cool, so I'm trying to own a huge cat, but I don't even know what they need person. And also, how great is this zoo? Look at it! Okay. I warned you. Chaotic energy. And now we need 3 different exhibits, 8 different habitats, obviously more visitors, a higher rating, and increased. I'm not going to focus on the profits right now because those normally come naturally. We have how many vendors and how many stores? One drink, one food, one information center, one toilet. So we have 3 vendors, so that should work. Oh, they're unhappy with the pay. Yeah, well, duh. I would be unhappy with that salary too. So we're quickly gonna fix that. Thing is, even if your workers are unhappy with your salary, you sort of have to keep paying them a certain amount, even if you're like low on money, because they're not gonna work properly. Oh, new music. Ooh, sorry. I like new music. Do 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 do. Anyways, let's just see if we can. Which path are you again? Wooden novels. Yeah, that looks like it. There's, I guess 6 meters is gonna work. I'm gonna pull this out here and then just pull it along this habitat. And then connect it with this path here. So that we have a walk around for this one. No game, no, why are you doing this to me? Also, these are obviously not guides in case you couldn't tell yet. I might upload guides once I've gotten all of these game modes to gold. But for the time being I haven't, so no guides. This is my first time playing this game mode, so I'm a little confused. Just like you are probably watching this video. So hello and welcome to my world. I have said it before and I will say it again, these benches are asking for death because that's metal. In the sun. In the heat. Do I need to continue talking? Because I really shouldn't have to. They're a bad idea is what I'm trying to say. Okay, now we need new animals. Obviously. Springboks. Yeah, sure, why not? More cassowaries. We've got 2, we're fine. Saltwater crocodiles. Red kangaroos. Koalas, mandrills. Gharials, gemsboks, tortoises, dingoes. Okay, nice selection of animals, most definitely. Me likey. So let's quickly build a small habitat for our springboks over here. Also, if you're new here and didn't know yet, I don't particularly try to build beautiful habitats in this game mode because I'm building habitats that work. If you want to see really, really pretty habitats, I do have a series where I build those, where I build like big themed habitats. But this is not that series, is what I'm trying to say. Mostly because it's timed and I spend like an hour on a habitat if I build it properly. And I don't have an hour to spend on a habitat. It's just that simple. Why are there Himalaya pines here? I thought we were in Australia. Okay, game. Okay. We'll also probably have to take up a loan at some point because looking at our wallet, it's not looking good. Actually, looking pretty bad, really. You know, if sorry. We're gonna be completely honest. Really not looking good. Hey, hello and welcome home, Springbokkies. These guys need like almost no space, so they're perfect for almost any zoo. And they also don't need plants, which makes them even more perfect. And they're also cute, which is, you know, more perfect? Can it even be more perfect? I don't know. You tell me. Oh, water pipe, obviously. Water pipes are so much easier to work with. Because you don't need someone to refill them. Okay, so are you okay? Yep, they've got enough people. Got enough animals, that's perfect. I know that we're low on cash. It's okay. It's gonna go up. We'll be fine. And the next animal we could squeeze in here, I was thinking about the Galapagos tortoise. Yeah, I'm really just trying to get some animals in. They only have 2 males. Okay. I'm buying a few animals up for now. Ostriches will work too. How are our finances looking? Okay, well... Okay, we also need to write education rating. That is another thing that I'm a little worried about. The education rating? Because that's usually a pain to get up. You know, like education boards and everything combined usually works. But you really have to make sure that you've got these stations like everywhere. Same for education boards. And I just usually pick random stuff because it doesn't really matter. Although I suppose you shouldn't have the same ones next to each other. The game might actually notice that. But anything else I think is fine. I just picked a... whatever. I'm just trying to, you know, get the education rating up right away. because that rises steadily and not like from 1 second to the other. So yes, perfect. Think that the tickets are underpriced. I agree with that. The tickets are most definitely underpriced. Mostly because I need money. Did we get another turtle yet? Tortoise, really? Nope, still a male. Okay. And no flamingos either, so can't buy any of those. Okay, well, I'll build their habitat in the meantime, which we're gonna have over here. It's gonna be really, really small because they're Galapagos tortoises, and if you give them too much space, they literally freak out. No. It actually works pretty well now. When the game came out, there were some issues concerning tortoises in the means of they were too slow to realize that they were hungry and then walk to the habitat, to the feeder, so they'd starve in their habitat with a full feeder because they didn't know that they were hungry. Yeah. That was back then. Back in those times. But by now, pretty much all of that is fixed. Haven't experienced any of it. You just shouldn't give them like a 10 square kilometer habitat. I think the game also had an error with that at some point where they had like kilometers squared. Instead of, they wrote like 1,000 meters squared, but they wrote 1,000 as K. But that was really just 1 kilometer squared, which isn't the same as 1,000 meters squared. I know. I know. Maths. Terrible, but there were some issues with that. Although I think by now everything's pretty much fixed, really. So let's make sure that George is happy. So George needs some grass. Perfect. George doesn't care for plants. We should probably give him some though. And he's a Galapagos giant tortoise. So food, food, water, some frozen fruit. One of my favorite food enrichments, along with a fruit spike tree. I just think they look cool. And why is a dog ball also a feeder? Okay. Everything I like is feeders and sprinklers. And those ones the dingoes have. I know that's a very great way to put it. There's a bathtub for animals to play in. Yeah, the water pool and these bubble machines. I don't know if I can find it, but there's a machine that makes bubbles, like soap bubbles. Which is also really awesome. So yeah, that's my list of awesome items for animals. That I would definitely have if I were a zoo animal. Alas, I am not. Okay, and then here, you know, we can build over the next path to wherever we're gonna have the next habitats. And then we're gonna get rid of the toxic waste. Which, why is this even here in the first place? Who decided that just leaving toxic waste standing around in the desert is a good idea? Not me, that's for sure. So we gotta wait for some money to generate, I fear. Bye-bye, money. Our flamingos do seem to be relatively popular, though. I've seen bigger and better zoos. Of course you have... It's a tiny roadside zoo that has 3 animals. What are you expecting? You know, like, I'm just thinking, people certainly aren't paying a lot to enter the zoo, right? Like, they have to walk in here knowing that it's not the greatest zoo in the world because it's cheap. But they're still expecting the greatest zoo in the world. Also, I think these count as shops. Yeah. I hope. About another workshop or a research center. Damn it. I did not read that. Oopsie. We're also already 18 minutes in. And we don't have the money for anything. So let's just speed this up because that doesn't matter, funnily enough. Henry. Oh, Henry is a great koala. And he was kept as a pet for some reason. But I have to get that one, sorry. But you know. Schedule. Anyways, I think the next thing I want to have was saltwater crocodiles over here. Gonna give it a second or two. Do 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 do. Then we're gonna give it another minute to actually be able to build the habitat. I'm just gonna use this fence because it's what they actually used for like most of the zoo anyways. Saltwater crocodiles don't need that much space, but... Right, we gotta wait for a second. Come on, money, I need you. I need to build a habitat. There we go. 100 bucks for a door. And then we'll add that. And then I'm actually gonna leave it here and we're gonna put the crocodiles in there in the next episode. So I hope you liked this. I hope you weren't scared off by my chaotic self just yet, because it's gonna get worse. And I hope I'll see you again in the next episode.